Hello, this is Gary Wishon, the Disgruntled Heathen. On my last video, apparently I got some kind of shadow ban because in the title I had pro-life versus faith healing. Let's see if I can avoid that this time. I'm hopefully going to improve the argument. Okay. As far as I'm concerned about abortion, my take on it is probably different than most. From my father's side, I inherited neurological problems, not the least of which is learning things is so fucking hard for me. It is difficult as hell. And migraines. I'm talking please kill me level of pain. I'm told I'm doing better than my dad. When he was alive, he'd scream till he passed out. Also, cancer. I'm predisposed towards cancer. Apparently, I had an Uncle Donald, which is why my middle name is Donald, who had inoperable brain cancer. I had a tumor taken out of my neck. I'm telling you this to point this out. If I never was born, I would never had anything to mourn the loss of. I wouldn't feel bad because I never existed. No one would feel bad because I never existed. If my dad had just invested in a fucking condom. So, when women right to choose is threatened, like I said, my opinion is different than most. Plus, it's their fucking body. Seriously. No one goes through an invasive procedure on a whim. No one laughs gleefully and says, "I'll kill an afternoon." Ha ha. And goes through all of that just on a whim. I guess you can call it evil, but it's a necessary evil. I never wanted a child. And if someone doesn't want to go through it, I can well understand why. But I got a question to all those pro-lifers who like to hang around abortion clinics, scream and scare and emotionally scar the already scarred women who go in. Have you ever protested against states that has laws protecting faith healing? I mean, you're always going on about, oh, the babies, the poor, defenseless babies. We have to protect them. Sweet Jesus. A clump of cells is just goo. A baby born into a family that's into faith healing, there's a graveyard up in Idaho, probably has up to 500 child deaths in there now. Each one a preventable death. But when the newborn child experienced an illness, instead of taking them to a hospital, the parents prayed over them. Now, I'll even take this one step further. To anyone who wants to defend faith healing, I say this. Okay, a disease came into the world. because supposedly Eve ate a fucking apple. Okay. But God made us knowing that's going to happen. So he gave us intelligence to fix the problems we made. And one of the problems we made is that thanks to Eve biting an apple, I don't know why that adds up to this, but okay, I'm trying to use your logic. He gave us brains to fix the problems. When you pray over a child instead of taking it to a hospital, because God gave us intelligence to fix the problems we made, you go against the will of God. And to anyone who is a pro-lifer and torments women outside of abortion clinics, aren't you still concerned about the child after it's born? Aren't you at least a little bit sad, if not outraged, that the child is dying of preventable medical reasons? Hell, there's cases of children who managed to live through that and still have massive issues medically because their parents never took them to a doctor. How can you defend your actions outside of an abortion clinic if you don't also stand against that? Comments down below. Goodbye.